There are people in the industry who are leaders. They have a strong vision they're passionate about, they participate in and oversee all aspects of the game and make sure that everything that is done leads to a great, cohesive experience. Those people are called good creative directors. A number of creative directors, most of those who are more visible for one reason or another, are called auteurs by media and many players. If not by that exact name, then by function at the least, implying main authorship. However, this tag is not helpful and in fact can be quite harmful. When talking about auteurs in game development, one can't help but remember a quote from an older IGN article. "There is a tendency among the press to attribute the creation of a game to a single person," says Warren Spector, creator of Thief and Deus Ex. You can see the irony. Regardless of how unique your vision is, the only way to be in total control and actually be an auteur in video games is to do everything yourself. As soon as at least one other person gets into the team, even if you lead the vision, the final result will be greatly influenced by that person. I have mentioned a lot of times throughout this series that game development is based on symbiotic relationships. Yes, there needs to be a person who holds the vision and leads the team towards it. But in a healthy production, that person is not a dictator who tells everybody what they need to do exactly. If you give the same creative director two different teams to build a game around the same vision, the core will of course be similar, but the actual final result will be wildly different. Every team member brings something of their own that shapes not only the game, but the team culture as well. But you might ask, what about people with unique and consistent vision, like Hideo Kojima? And look, he's certainly a creative director with his own style, but take a look at this chart that shows the team compositions of games he led from the mainline Metal Gear Solid titles up to the recent Death Stranding. You can see that the Metal Gear Solid team has had very big retention, and that's how the series managed to be so consistent, not only because of Kojima, but because the first game has developed a certain culture that has remained intact thanks to the older team remaining mostly the same. And whoever joins, they become part of that culture, while also imbuing it with something of their own, alongside the final game state. And even when Kojima went on to create a totally new studio for Death Stranding, half of the team consisted of people that worked previously on Metal Gear Solid. So attributing these symbiotic relationships within the team between all leading and non-leading members to just a single person not only is devaluing what people in the group actually bring to the table, but is creating a wrong image about game development that is harmful for the industry. While many people who are considered auteurs or authors actually do very well know the huge value of the team, there are also many who don't. The sense of authorship makes them believe it is only about them. There is a large number of people like this in the industry, and many are actually very well regarded in public and media, but are impossible to work with. And the projects they led were successful in spite of them and not thanks to them. But if somebody has name recognition, well, that tends to do wonders for game marketing, so these people tend to be put up with. But that's a real unhealthy way to do things. What's worse, many new designers get inspired by these people and this sort of mindset and get into the industry with the goal of just dictating the team to do whatever it is in their heads, sometimes subconsciously. I've seen a lot of newcomers like this, and it's very hard to properly re-educate that sort of mindset. And don't get me wrong, I from my side don't want to devalue the talent, passion and unique vision of any of those who are considered to be auteurs, unless they're assholes. But other than that, people who can lead, especially people that possess a particular style or viewpoint, are very important. As are those who they are leading, people who are actually shaping the vision the directors are holding into what players experience. We should propagate the knowledge that game development is all about symbiosis, and I hope that this video will help to do that at least a little bit. Thank you all for watching, and a special thanks to the patrons supporting my channel. I've got plenty of exclusive content for people pledging my campaign, so if you're interested, feel free to take a look at patreon.com/Farlands. Thank you very much.